They obviously have a game plan here, right? Yep. Especially with Rafaela, but we will be loading up in here. It's match point for Blacklist International against Echo here, and if they can close this out, this will be their first series win against Echo in an entire year as they move on, of course, and we'll be sending Echo down to the lower bracket.
All right, looking at the what do I call it, the blueprint for both sides. Blacklist International, they're playing for the mid game, while Echo is looking to scale towards that late game. Early game, however, is a different story because both teams have good potential to just snowball. Right. It's just that Blacklist International has more kits around these mini objectives, which are the turtles and of course the Golden Towers.
Yeah, also milestone here achieved for Oheb. He surpassed Kill VJ and is now ranked 7th in the MPL here. The Filipino sniper.
Oh, the sniper surpassing the king.
The king.
All right.
He's not a king of Blacklist.
Nope, that's different. Oh, check this out. Blacklist, very aggressive, coming in, invading. Carl Teasy, now Sensui caught out, dashing on through. No buff stolen.
Yep. All right, real quick. Break down the emblems here. Anything crazy besides all those quantum charges?
I mean, firmness on the carry. It's it's becoming a thing.
So
you play the carry as a tank in the early game because you're not really emblem dependent. You're really more of the item choices that you have, like the corrosion sights, the golden staff, the DHS, the wind talkers. You need all of that stuff, but you need to survive the early game, and you don't want to be building up, of the full antique Karas or the dominance eyes on the carry. You just want to go for the leg plates and then go straight for the corrosion sight.
Yeah, just a pair of pants, and then you go from there. Turtle already started up here, 2 minutes in. Very quick, moving, fast-paced fights here. Carl Teasy in too deep here, facing off against 3. Pops the Puissance. Turtle here at about 1/3 of its health. Renegade throws out an Astral Recall. JP put it down to 1/3 of his health this time around. Turtle gets reset.
Yeah, good back and forth here from both teams. Turtle going to reset, but Sensui will start it up. Edward!
Boom! Edward with an animation cancel penalty zone, plus a Netherrealm coming in. Sensui with the help of an Appraiser's Wrath takes the Turtle, but Echo's not done. Big pull here from Santi. And Edward still survives. No dice as Blacklist walks away with a victory.
My goodness. Blacklist with the control from Renegade and Edward. Again, the commitment to just let Sensui take the turtle away from Carl Teasy. And these are the objective things that we were discussing earlier. Like Blacklist International has just more kits to utilize over Echo. Even though Echo does have the Rafaela to provide a sustain and the mobility, they just don't have that same catch that is that is being provided by the Terizla.
Yeah, again, I think one of the main things that you have here, obviously with the lineup for Echo, is that they have the sustainability, not just with the Rafaela, but of course the Netherrealm as well. Most likely, UA is taking that himself. But even from that first turtle fight, you already kind of get this picture. Like, all right, some of these fights, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. They're going to try to bait out some of these ultimates, some of these resources the best they can. But ultimately, it comes down to who executes it better with what they have, right? Blacklist International's lineup, though, especially as we scale into the game, they have the Novaria, right? The ability to whittle down people from far range without even being in a threatening range is an advantage that they could have. So Echo, once again, wants to play with the mobility that they have. They want to be able to maneuver around the map, and I think that's why it's also crucial
Carl,
that they find things early on if they can.
Energy Eruption coming in from Sensui, but neither side wants this fight. About 30 seconds until the next turtle.
Yeah, it's interesting that Blacklist International really picked up the Novaria in front of the Rafaela. It's considered a soft counter because you just mitigate the damage output and the pokes coming out from the Novaria. But Blacklist International has already done this in the regular season wherein they picked up the Novaria against the Rafaela and they utilized it in a way that is just providing vision and control during the fights. Renegade picking up the Ice Queen wand, which is something that I want to see in this game. Will allow more control for Blacklist International to deal with the Rafaela and the Faramis playing in the team fights.
Big ults missing from Echo here. Blacklist gonna oblige. Penalty zone from Edward coming in. Renegade with an Astral Echo, forcing out a flicker from the Hitman. And there's an early Netherrealm from the Agents. And now Sanji coming in with the pull. Turtle gonna get reset. Yue put down to 1/3 of his health. Now just a 10th. And there's not enough damage. JP barely alive. And he gets popped here. First blood drawn by Agent Zero.
Yeah, revenge strike. Got him. Right, so now with that on the board, Blacklist International, but Echo, are they going to get this, or is Sensui going to try to do something about it?
Oh, almost! Renegade throws out a recall. No one home. That's a turtle apiece. Echo scores.
Blacklist International still playing into that mid-game timing. They are getting the resources that they need, leading by a small margin of goal, but again, Echo is really looking forward to scale into that late game. So Blacklist International, if they want to make some pressure, some movements, it should be between the 6 to 8 minute mark, wherein the towers are really vulnerable against the Bruno.
Yeah, and the only thing they obviously are lacking, especially in those fights that are happening around the turtle, because really that's where all the action is right now, you're seeing it, right? They have sustainability, but they don't quite have the damage yet. Now that things have kind of gotten to this point, the turtle will be up here too. You saw the lane swaps going on too for Blacklist International, now eyeing that tier 1 on the top side. It's going to be up to Echo to be able to actually contest some of these, right? Sensui, though.
Spends his retribution. JP again, down to a fraction of his health. Gets hit with a recall. Now Sanford also very low, but they are going to push the advantage here. In too deep. The Poisson spent in by Carl Teasy. Watch Edwards still has a penalty zone. Echo push out Blacklist, but they will continue to push in.
Okay, they should be able to just heal back up here. Of course, Benny Cutie still going to plant himself there on the bottom side. Looks like he wants to possibly rotate up here for the fight. They know there's so much focus from Blacklist International right now for this turret.
Oh, Oheb forcing the issue. Finally gets the push. That's a top lane, tier 1 going down.
I mean, if you're Echo, you're all right with what happened, because Benny Cutie was able to get a lot of farm on the bottom lane, and the pressure was also sort of like mitigated from Blacklist International. But then again, you have to sort of like reinforce this defense in the mid-game, wherein Blacklist International will be strong around its Bruno. Yeah. Berserker's Fury is already now out for the Bruno.
I was going to say, when you just said strong Bruno, that Berserker's Fury will allow him to be there in this part, especially now it's going to break out. Still, Benny Cutie on the bottom side, so they don't have him for this fight.
It's a 4v5 penalty zone spent in by Edward. Turtle here, very low. Out of retribution range, but just yet. And now comes the UA using another realm. Carl Teasy, the young goat steals away the turtle. Now Blacklist thinking twice. Should we not? They back off. Echo scores the final turtle of game number 4, and Benny Cutie pushes.
They're winning the macro battle here for Echo, getting the turtle for Carl Teasy, and also a tower for Benny Cutie. Again, do keep in mind, Echo is looking to play to scale. Blacklist International, this is their timing. This is where they want to fight, but they're losing out on these micro objectives.
Yeah, right now, this is just a display of the macro game from Echo, right? And all this, it's allowing Benny Cutie to farm up. He is still, relatively hanging here with Oheb, but we do know that the carry takes a little bit more time. Already has that golden snap, has that corrosive scythe. So is Benny Cutie where he needs to be, Midnight, in terms of that first Lord fight that's coming up in just about a minute or so?
I think he needs a win of nature to be able to sustain against both Edward and Oheb.
And even Sensui.
Yeah. Some small, defense capability will help the carry, because he's not the main priority target here. It's always going to be Carl Teasy during the Lord takes. But it does help if Echo is able to just not look at the Lord and force the 5v5 against Blacklist International. And that starts if Benny Cutie is confident enough to step forward against these heroes on the side of Blacklist.
I know this is very, in terms of minutes, this is very far in the future, but with Benny Cutie playing the carry here, and the fact that they have a Rafaela, something that Blacklist International has to be careful for later is the split push, right? The backdoor maneuver that Echo has done so many times, especially with these heroes. So even with that, you got to buy some time for Benny Cutie, farm up maybe the Wind of Nature, get a little bit of that defensiveness for him. Sanford even here picking up that Athena shield that'll help them deal with this kind of onslaught from Blacklist International right now, although Echo still holds a very minor lead when it comes to the actual team fights, right? The way that they approach them still has to be knowledgeable, at least careful of what Blacklist International can throw at them, especially the fact that pretty much both gold laners at this point have just farmed up. They haven't done too much just yet.
Talking about split, look at bottom lane. Like the Paquito is just handling the bottom lane by himself.
Carl! Watch out. I think Blacklist is just forcing out another realm.
Oh, it hurts.
This may be too expensive as Blacklist looks to blitz the Lord. Look at Carl Teasy.
Edward.
Sanji and JP, they know that they have to rush it. Can he come in? Turtle, rather Lord scored here by Blacklist. and it's free.
ahead.
Blacklist claps back. Oh wait, look at this. From the flank, Benny Cutie in Sanford. NetherRealm scored by Blacklist. UA pops it. Oh, wow.
They were happy. They were happy.
Macro battle here. Blacklist's turn.
Yeah, Blacklist again, they were happy with that Lord take. They didn't want to force the 5v5 engagement against Echo. They want to be able to utilize this Lord that is coming onto the bottom lane. Remember, you have a Bruno, you just need to be able to position yourself in this bottom part of the jungle, but Echo, they know that for a fact. That's why all 4 heroes that are able to fight are placed in this part of the map. Even Sanford is going to reinforce this defense coming out from Echo.
Yeah, again, first Lord being drawn here for Blacks International. They're going to push down the bot here. What does Echo do?
They're looking to crash in. Penalty zone from Edward. The response, the re-engage. And Edward about to get popped here. NetherRealm coming in from Sanji.
Oh, you win.
Health goes down. Sensui right in the middle. Big bonk. Appraiser's Wrath. Is it his turn to turn? Nope. It's going to be no dice as they both back off.
So again, look at these team fights unfolding, right? Echo, as they farmed up for Benny Cutie, it's very difficult for them to actually get to convert some of these kills when they're low. You know, this is, guys, we're 11 and a half minutes in. There's 1 kill on the board.
That's the lowest I think we've seen since the regular season. Because I think the longest we've gone so far without a kill that happened regular season was 12 minutes in.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Sanford coming through. That bush, penalty zone, knocking up 3. Edward, he's feeling himself. JP very low. He goes down. Sensui gets the kill.
The run down.
And now Carl Teasy does not have the puissance, but it seems like Blacklist is going to be backing off.
Yeah.
Already big lead for Blacklist despite only getting 2 kills.
No HP, no HIB. And again, what they want is just the objectives. They just want to be able to choke out the resources away from Echo. You don't need to win 5v5 engagements. If you are able to push down these towers for the next 3 or 4 minutes, you will get a net positive result in terms of gold lead, and that just means that Benny Cutie will not be able to walk outside base, split, and get some farm because Blacklist International will be standing inside the jungle of Echo, just, you know, removing the farm away from Carl TZ and Benny Cutie.
Approaching the 13-minute mark here. Lord spawning in about 30 seconds. I have a question to present to you, gentlemen, because
another question. All
I
right.
think Echo here, you have to ask him, specifically Benny Cutie, are we there yet? Is he ready? Just like the film starring Ice Cube, 2005. Are we there yet?
Wow, you had to dig deep, huh? Well,
he probably looked that one up.
Okay, here's the thing.
The knowledge bank.
Benny Cutie,
You'll never know.
Where he is at right now is already a a carry. He's already a carry.
He's real.
But the thing is, you also have to consider the way that they execute these fights, because as a carry, you also have a problem of you just stealing the NetherRealm. And then you also have to wait 1.7 seconds before you start dealing damage.
Oh,
it worked!
Fight starting up. Penalty zone spent on 2. US still has his NetherRealm, and that's Sanji spending his. Look at this, Echo going in too deep.
Oh, the hold!
8-4 carry. Benny Cutie's here. Lord still out of retry range. Sanford barely alive. Wow, DZ takes the Lord from the back. UA is slain. Now Benny Cutie coming in. Sensui, energy eruption. He erupts himself. The storm is here. Flickering on through. And now it's Edward's turn to get his triple kill for Benny Cutie.
You asked the question, Leo. And there it is. That's the answer. The triple kill, the carry is carry.
The storm is brewing for Echo. And now we feel the damage, we feel the DPS, the shred of Benny Cutie. And Blacklist International, I just want to say, Renji kind of messed up that Lord dance for Sensui. The Star Shudder hit the Lord, and Carl TZ was quick enough with the retribution timing.
Oh, look at the rubber banding effect as Oheb gets clapped here. Echo are in your face, they're in your base, and they're threatening the end. Carl TZ gets punished. All right, here we go. Blacklist showing their teeth. Thou shalt not push, not so quick as Echo skedaddle.
Okay, they defend, but that was really close to possibly ending here. Echo now just full-on swinging the gold in their favor as well. We're going to take a look at the replay. This is exactly what we're talking about. The shot from Reddit brings it down.
Oh, it messed up the timing.
Gets the timing. That is tough. And then they get collapsed on in the triple kill for Benny Cutie here. So they're going to have to, basically they're paying the price now for this because momentum swings heavily in favor of Echo. Benny Cutie fully buffed up where he needs to be item-wise and everything else. And now they'll play around that. It only took them, 14 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
No big.
No biggie.
I mean, it's no biggie if you're able to play like this. Like, Echo now has full control of the map. Even though, as I say that they're not in the jungle of Blacklist International, you still have to consider that there is a Novaria on the side of Blacklist. It's not so easy for Echo to sort of like establish this map control because of the vision that is being given by Renegade. So there is that semblance of hope for Blacklist International. You're not essentially crumbling in terms of farm and resources because you are able to cover some, some parts of your map because of the Astral Echo.
That's right. I'd like to echo that.
It's funny because it's Astral Echo, but
Echo,
Blacklist
Right?
International.
And yeah, no, I'm about to say the same thing again. The
Sorry.
fact that this is a 4K gold lead at 16 minutes, it's a small 4K gold lead.
Yeah. Honestly, even with that, at the way the game has gone, for the majority of it, Blacklist International is still in actually a good position to fight toe-to-toe with Echo. So really what it comes down to now, even with this situation, is can Blacklist International be the ones to get those ultimates out from Echo first, right? Especially as we get to these Lord fights in about 20 seconds here. One, is it UA, does he also take the Netherrealm, right? Which team uses that first, which team utilizes that first, but then getting through that sustainability with the Rafaela across from you. So you're fighting sustainability, obviously, with Poke, with range, when you have the Novaria, a little bit of a vision advantage as well. But that's kind of the thing that Blacklist International has to solve here, and that's exactly why Echo will be confident enough to go ahead and start this dance up.
Yeah, no, this is a no-go. This is a no-go. If you're Echo, you're dancing with 2 left feet. You have an Astral Echo on you, and now it gets reset. Okay.
Okay, they're going to go back and forth. Once again, Edward, though.
Penalty zone, plus the Lord with a knock-up. Edward gets slain. Benny Cutie. And now they go for it. Another realm from Sanji. Blacklist effectively evicted out of the jungle. And now Echo scores another Lord. And now Sanji comes with a pull. Oheb goes down. Traded up for Sanford, though. Look at this. Echo coming in from the back. And they are going to sandwich Renegade, Sensui, and Yue. And now Sensui. Oh, he gets taken out here. Blacklist are dispersed here.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to defend against this. UA, Renegade. UA's probably going to go down. Of course, get chased down.
Lane Magician playing with fate. Takes down Sanji. Wins the 2v1. Now Carl Teasy looking to end this. Looking to buy time. And Edward and Renegade first. But the Unboy connection keeping Blacklist
UA's
in
still
it.
alive?
UA, my goodness.
He is. Oh, but not for long here.
Okay, he's
say that. No mana.
One more.
No mana. All right, there goes a punch.
Hey, you got to give it up to Blacklist International buying enough time here with that situation. Yes, they still got to deal with the Lord. They've got 30 seconds for UA to be up. It's 4 members. Can they defend against this? Lord pushes it.
4v5. This is a Luminous Lord. It's big.
And there's
a lot of damage coming in. Netherrealm forced out. Edward with penalty zone, but he goes down. Now a 3v5 defense. Sensui very low. Gets popped his immortality. And now the Lord gets clear of. Sanji goes down. There's a wave in mid. Carl Teasy goes. Oheb still alive. Little Hitman goes back. Flicker's gone through. Watch the wave. Watch the base. And now Cutie gets his immortality popped. And he's fighting back.
No way!
Hitman is still here. Blacklist loses all of their inhibitors, but they effectively win the defense. Blacklist still in this. Echo crumbling.
How did they just defend against this? Yes, Sanji's up because of the passive, but Blacklist International gonna run it down mid here in an amazing defense.
You gotta come in, Edward, man. The penalty zone kept every single one on the side of Echo. On the side of Echo, outside the range of the base. They were not able to utilize the Lord.
All right, watch out. Carl TZ coming in. Sanford as well, an early Netherrealm, keeping them alive, clearing the waves. But Oheb here.
Benny Cutie in 3.
Taking down Sanji. Here comes Sanford. They're going to need to punch every single minion, every single wave here. And just like that, Blacklist International are heading on to the upper bracket finals.
And this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. And they do it. They break their own streak against Echo. They get the win in the series, heading to the upper bracket. Wow.
Blacklist International's first series win against Echo, putting them but one BO5 away from the big one. One series win away from the M5 World Championships.
Just got to soak it in there.
Yeah. Let me just say, they had to play the last fight perfectly, and perfectly they did execute that defense. That penalty zone, it looked like a feed from the Terizda. He was shredded as quick as, you know, as the series started and ended from the carry. But it was what Blacklist needed. It kept Echo outside the base of Blacklist International, and the micro, both from Renegade and Oleb, was phenomenal. That defense couldn't be better in any variation or universe you go to.
Renegade was playing the hero that he needed to play in that very moment.
Yeah.
If that was anything but a Novaria, if that was a setter tank, if that was a healer support,
Nah.
would not have happened the way it did.
We pointed out what he did to the Lord earlier on.
Yeah.
That just, again, made up for it entirely.
Compensated for it.
Compensated it.
Yeah, more than
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
the combo was disgusting. Penalty zone into the Astral Echo. You cannot walk outside of that.
This is the different Blacklist International that people needed to see. So again, congratulations to them. We're going to be thrown over on stage for the winning interview with Mara Aquino.
Thank you, casters. Once again, everybody, let's give a round of applause to Blacklist International. For this one, kailangan kong ibigay yung mic kay Rani J because sa iyong MPL career, this is the furthest that you've gone so far. You are now top 3 upper bracket finals and 1 win away from representing the country sa M5 World Championship. Ano yung ngayon? Yung tumatakbo sa isip mo? Anong nararamdaman mo? What's happening with you right now?
Siyempre po, masayang-masaya ako. Pero hindi pa po ako satisfied kasi alam kong mas kaya pa namin sana eh. Mas kaya namin mag-finals or pumasok sa M5. Pero yun, dahil third place ko, siyempre proud ako sa sarili ko. Tsaka yung mga pinaghirapan namin simula ng regular season na yun, unti-unti na kaming nagbubunga.
Pagkatapos mo tinanggal yung headset mo, anong unang sinabi mo?
Nakalimutan ko na po eh.
Ano yung unang naramdaman mo nun?
Siyempre po masaya kasi ang tagal na rin po namin na hindi sila natatalo yung yung echo ng Blacklist. So para sa akin sobrang sarap sa feeling kasi kami nakatalo.
Sensui, ikaw din actually gusto ko malaman to from you. Just like Rani J, ikaw din, this is the furthest so far. And it's not over yet. Kahapon, napaka-emotional mo. And today, again, one step away na ma-represent mo ang ating country.
Siyempre po, nung una po, sobrang saya kasi parang nagpe-pay off na po yung hard work po namin lima eh. Kaya yun po.
And you're doing so well, Sensui, talaga. Gumanda talaga yung career mo, lalo na pagkapasok mo sa Blacklist International. Anong ganap dyan, Oheb? Oheb, anong ganap?
Wala.
Kwento!
Dinidiscuss lang namin yung yung mga mali namin kanina.
Ay, kaagad-agad! Kaagad-agad dahil hindi pa tayo tapos. Eto, gusto ko lang malaman kasi the last time na natalo nyo ang Echo sa isang game was, I believe, pa Season 11. I believe, Season 11 pa yon, di ba? And the last time natalo nyo sila sa buong serye, sa MPL to, not including sa S10 pa, exactly. Season 10 pa. Now, you were able to beat a team that once dominated this league ngayong season. How were you able to do that?
Sobrang nag-focus talaga kami ng sobra kasi para sa amin sobrang laking bagay din na natalo namin yung Echo na paulit-ulit kaming tinatalo sa lahat ng mga tournaments. Tsaka sobrang laking tulong nito sa confidence namin tsaka momentum namin sa upcoming matches namin. Sobrang saya naming lahat.
That's right. Actually, ito gusto ko malaman, Coach Master the Basics. Etong panalo na to, syempre tumaas yung confidence. How do you think from your observation, kasi syempre pag may isang koponan na lagi ko yung tinatalo, mag-iiba talaga yung mindset ng inyong manglalaro. Now, from this win, how do you think this will change their attitude, their morale, their perspective, moving on papunta sa ating championship?
Tingin ko yung confidence tataas, pero ang mindset kasi namin hindi kami pwedeng maging sobrang confident. Kailangan malaro pa rin namin yung laro namin. Yun yung priority.
At ngayon, sasabihin na natin kung sino nga ba ang talagang naglaro ng laro. We're gonna announce the match MVP. Let me hear it from you guys. Sabi ni Oheb, lahat kami. All right, let's take a look at the screen for the match MVP. Oheb! Oheb, top 3 na kayo. And you were able to come back dito sa ating MPLs this season 12. What is the meaning of this para sa'yo that you're so close to once again representing the country?
Gusto ko yung patunayan yung sarili ko din kasi lahat na lang ng MPL season ko nung mga nakaraan, puro ako yung parang pinapatamaan ng mga tao na hindi daw nag-step up or hindi na daw magaling marunong ganun. Kaya gusto ko lang patunayan ngayon na ito ako, nagbatak ulit ako, nag-practice talaga ako para sa season na to kasi lahat kami, gusto namin patunayan ng mga sarili namin, lahat kami. Yan, gusto namin patunayan na malakas pa rin kaming lahat kami. Buong team namin.
Oheb is teary-eyed right now. Once again, everybody, let's give a round of applause to Blacklist International. You may now take your bow and take your walk of victory. Blacklist International. Ngayon, nasa ating top 3, one step away from securing that M5 World Championship slot to represent the country. Hihimayin natin ang ating laban. Babalikan na natin ang ating analyst, Paso.
Thank you, Mara, and congratulations, agents and Blacklist International. You are gonna go to the upper bracket finals, and you finally get that series victory over Echo. What a game! And just like last night, yesterday, going up against Onyx, a crazy ending to a game number 4, but this time around, it's Blacklist who gets the W. Now, we know Coach Arcadia, you're going to be seeing more of him later, so it's just going to be me. But he mentioned something behind the scenes. He said, if Echo win this game, sobrang galing nila. Because the draft here for Echo, so difficult to pull off to what Blacklist International showed off. Of course, they gave the Comfort Valentina for Yue and then the Novaria for Renegade. They built up all these tools that do a couple of things really well. One, they pressure the boxer really well in the objective team fights. That's why you see Edward, lagi siya nagko-commit ng kanyang penalty zone every time they see the boxer. And that way, they get to force out ultimates or healing specifically from the Rafaela or the Netherrealm of the Faramis. But with everything having so much dive for Blacklist International, they can just go forward and apply pressure. That allows Oheb to shine, who becomes the MVP of this game. And one of the biggest reasons why he became the MVP here is, he just played really well with the lineup that was crafted to not only disrupt the objective team fighting of Blacklist International, but allow the Bruno to shine, but also that very crucial defense, which we'll talk more about pag nakita na natin sa ating recap and highlights of that previous game. Now, Echo, again, they kept things close, but this is such a very difficult lineup to make work. On behalf of Coach Arcadia, this is what he said. One of the few ways Echo would win this game is this, with either a retribution dual win from Carl TZ, punish a mistake, and then at the same time, a flank from Benny QT. He literally said that right before that Lord fight happened. He called it and it happened. It got to the point where it was this. Echo, again, one of the teams that fall to this kind of ending sometimes. Masyado silang greedy or excited tapusin yung laban at key moments, not realizing that meron pa rin mga capability yung kalaban nila na maka-wave clear at maka-depensa. But you have to commend Echo really here, how they fought this with Blacklist International finding a way to control the game to the point where mukha nang parang imposible na makalord dito yung Echo, but they found mistakes to punish. They found opportunities to say, hey, we can find a little bit more positioning and advantage pagdating sa Lord, but then when it came to the crucial defense, Oheb, and I really want to commend here, Renegade did so well para makapag-wave clear and para makapag-damage, maximizing the ability kits that they have. Yung Star Shatter galing sa Novaria and the Astral Meteor para makapag-wave clear kagad. And of course, Oheb being able to position really well, stay alive. You saw their Echo. Hinahanap talaga nila sa Oheb dun sa huling attempt para tapusin yung laban, but they couldn't get to him, and it got to the point where it just ended in a one-way.